Hello, everybody. This is Roland Pruitt, and this is the Kaiju review. And this is the episode I've been dreading for a long time, but we're going to get through it. And before we get started, let me bring up my Professor Wallnott to help me here.
Hello.
So this is the animated trilogy. We're going to go through it. 3 movies. They were an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes long. For Netflix, Godzilla for Netflix. I should tell you something right there, folks, right out of the gate. I'm wearing my Ghidorah shirt because Ghidorah is in this trilogy, not like this, not like I'm used to. I realized when I watched the opening that I did not put a scene from any of the trilogy in that, and for good reason. No, no, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna bust on the thing the whole time. I just really didn't get into it the way other people did. I'm a purist when it comes to Godzilla. I was watching that again and I was thinking, God, I miss Suit Nation. I miss guys in suits, rumbling around in slow motion. And I like that. That's what I grew up watching. So that's what I like.
Yes.
So
It added a certain charm to it.
and we were talking before the show about about the anime designs and stuff. And yes, Godzilla in this, especially in the second and third one when he's the really big Godzilla, I thought he was a pretty good design. It was kind of a mishmash of the original Godzillas and Thunder Thighs from the MonsterVerse, which I like to call them.
No. Let's not body shame our kaiju now.
General Howitzer got me started on that.
That general,
he does.
Don't let him be a bad influence on you. Don't let him be a bad influence on you.
So with this one, it's not hard to do because I just really let's get through it.
All right.
So yeah, this was made for Netflix. It is Toho. It is a Toho production, and there's another company there that's involved. I'm guessing the animation company. Mm-hmm. And again, the animation. Do not get me wrong. The animation on this is really good anime. I mean, it's really good art, and it's very visually striking, and I liked that part of it. My biggest beef, I think, with this film is that they spend too much time on kind of a crappy human story. If you excuse me for saying that, and they just kind of stretch it out. And you talked about that. You said that the story of the main character is kind of a one-trick pony,
Yes.
And I understand that. I got that too. And they didn't show as much Godzilla as I would have liked. And some of the concepts that they went with, as far as what happens with Mechagodzilla and with Ghidorah, and they don't call him King Ghidorah, they just call him Ghidorah.
Right.
I didn't like it. I thought they strayed too far from what I like, what I'm comfortable with. So anyway, there it is. So here we start out with our main character, Hiro Sakaki, played by Mamoru Miyano, and the English voice was Chris Nielsen. He has commandeered a ship. And what they're going to do is send his grandfather and grandmother and older people from this group that are now in space, and they're traveling, kind of floating around out in space. They had to leave Earth because of monsters, because of the kaiju. I like that part of the story. They're going to send these people down to a planet they think might be inhabitable. They're not sure. and kind of let them fend for themselves. And he's opposed to that. And this is kind of his protest, is he commandeers a ship, and they catch him, of course, and they put him in the brig. And he's watching as the ship goes off with his grandparents, and then it blows up. And he's watching from his window in his cell, and the thing just blows up, and he freaks out. And then we get the opening credit. Godzilla, Planet of the Monsters. That's the first episode, the first movie of the trilogy. These were released in 2017, 2018. So it was after Shin Godzilla. It was before they did Kong versus Godzilla. So the Monarch, they had already done Kong Skull Island. They had already done Godzilla 2014. And again, there's some of the Monarch influence in the Godzilla design in this. Did I just see diamonds?
Possible.
CDD on the show?
Well, I just noticed that the no icing tag is on the screen. So
yeah, how'd that happen?
I don't know. Some sort of odd.
Okay.
Yeah, whoever set this up didn't take that off, but
all right.
That here in a minute.
Okay, so we'll check that for next show. So they don't think that we're no icing. Haru is visited by Metphase, who has kind of looked after him. He's from a group of aliens, or actually, let me go back. He tells us why they're in space. Basically, kaiju have attacked Earth. And they show different kaiju, like they show some really interesting ones, like Dogora. Dogora, and they talk about Hedera. They talk about you see the Kamakuros is the first one I think we see. Baragon. Those are sorts of kaiju attacking Earth, and it's because man has abused Earth, and again this falls in line with the Monarch story, which is whenever Earth is threatened by man, then it fights back with the monsters. So spaceships come, and they come to kind of see if they can help. And again, we have these aliens called the Exifs, which they're kind of religious. And then we have the Villasaludo. And they're kind of warrior types. They're kind of like Klingons, they're tough or badass. And again, they're all part of this kind of community of space people that are traveling around the universe trying to find a place to live, basically. And they were hoping that Earth might be a good place, but it's full of monsters. So they end up taking all of the Earth people that can be evacuated away before they're killed. And Haru shows a flashback of him as a child, and he's running to get to a transport to get out of there. And his parents are on a series of buses there that are coming his way. They're going to be on the next transport. Don't worry, they're coming. And then Godzilla shows up, and he destroys that airstrip and his parents. He kills Haru's parents. They're on the buses. The buses get blown by Godzilla's breath. And there's also a part of this scene where he has like a locket that he got from his parents, or a little like necklace he got from his parents. It has a flower symbol. His name means spring. And they want him to always know, oh, you're the spring, and you're the hope, eternal hope, and and he drops that, and they rush him along. Metphase is like, come on, we gotta go. So he loses that. So now he's showing how miserable they are on this jaunt that they're going past Jupiter, they're going past Saturn, they're looking for a place. Their food's running out, their water's running out. They have to ration food. Everybody's depressed and suicidal, and they're killing themselves and stuff. It's just nasty. They're like, well, we're never gonna find a place. We're doomed. And again, pretty shocking stuff for an anime for kids, but
Well, that's the thing about anime, is that it's not always simply for, American cartoons tend to be almost strictly for children. The
yeah.
Japanese, their anime, which simply means,
Some of it's downright porn. Well, some
are
of it is
very,
pornographic.
oh yes,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not always for children. They do
Yeah.
deal with some very adult themes and very, as you said, some topics which you wouldn't normally see in an animated
Right.
movie. It's not Disney by any means.
Crunchyroll's not Disney.
Oh no,
Completely
it is.
different.
Yes.
So Mephies comes in to give him some spiritual counsel in his jail cell there, Haru, and he gives him a tablet where he's able to work up what he's been thinking about, and that is how to kill Godzilla. He wants to kill Godzilla, and he's a very good student, or he was, and he has figured out a way that he thinks might kill Godzilla, and he shares that through Mephies, I'm pretty sure. And it gets around the ship, and they're like, well, if he can kill Godzilla, we can go back to Earth, and they start rumbling, and the council there on the ship, headed by this guy, Umberto Mori. He's the commander of the Eratrum. Eratrum?
Eratrum, yeah, Eratrum.
Yeah, Eratrum. That's a big ship that they're on.
Mm-hmm.
They decide that they're going to light speed jump back to Earth. And we got a comment.
Mm-hmm. The irony is when you think about across the trilogy, it's Haruo that pushes the conflict. Godzilla attacks because they challenge the dominion of nature, i.e. Godzilla Earth. Yeah, that's true.
Yes. And that's what they point out at the end of the trilogy, is that if you just leave him alone, you can share the planet with him. He's not going to try to just destroy everything. It's just when you attack him that he gets upset, pissed off, and he starts killing everybody. So, and they do that in the Monarch films too. They're like, leave them alone, let them be their own creature, and let them do their own thing. And, we can live on this side of the fence and they can live over there, that kind of thing. So they make the calculations to do the jump hyperspeed back to where Earth is, and they've miscalculated. So they show up at Earth, and they think it's going to be 1,000 years later, and they think Godzilla might be dead anyway because it's 1,000 years, but it's 20,000 years that they come back. So they made a big boo-boo as far as getting back to Earth. So they get back to Earth, and the X-Thieves say, look, this article about Godzilla and how to kill Godzilla was by Haru Sakaki, who's in jail. And we want to bust him out of jail, and we want him to lead, or we want him to go along on this trip down to the planet to see if they could, find Godzilla and kill him. And they're like, what? But that's what happens. They're like, everybody's like, yeah, we want him to go because he's the guy that came up with the idea. You can keep him in cuffs, but yeah, take him down. So he says, in order to do what I need to do, I'm going to need 600 people, and that's like a fourth of what's out there on the spaceship. They're like, what? What are you, crazy? So he's going to take 600 people down there as a battalion of people to help him do this plan. Okay, got another comment. Mm-hmm. And be sure to say who the comment's from.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. Comment is from Country Shape Media.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Well,
and he says, or she says, they say, so ironically, Haruo is the unintended antagonist because his desire for revenge hurts and gets almost everybody around him hurt or killed. Yes,
yes,
that is one of my problems with this character, is
yes,
his obsessive. I mean, he's basically a young Captain Ahab,
yes.
and
Yeah, we all
Godzilla
get
is
that.
his whale, and he doesn't care who has to die. Uh, well, he does it, but he doesn't. He's so obsessed with this one thing
Right.
uh,
He
that,
wants to kill Godzilla so bad that yeah.
yeah, he's
But
willing to
what's
risk
funny is that
other.
they flip that later
Mhm,
in the at the end of the second movie, and in the third movie too. By the
mhm.
way, I want to show you. Linda Miller sent me some stuff.
Oh,
She,
nice.
she sent me a nice T-shirt from King Kong Escapes. It was made for her, which I really dig. Can you see that?
Hmm.
So I'm going to be wearing that in a couple of weeks when she comes on the show when we do Kong
Oh,
versus Godzilla.
yeah, hold that up again.
Oh, sorry. And she sent me some stickers and some other cool stuff. She's such a nice person. She's such a nice lady. And
Yes,
oh, can you see?
yes, there you are. Yes, very nice, very nice.
Yeah, it's got Kong on it, and she's on there in her suit, Watson suit.
Hmm.
And I don't know if I told you this, but I made her a hat that looks like the hat from the film.
Oh,
And I sent it to her, and she she took a picture with it on just to appease me,
hmm.
as a fan. But she's like, "Don't ever show that to anybody."
Oh, but that's
But
very
yeah, she's a
nice.
sweet lady, and we're gonna get to see her soon. She's coming to Florida in a couple of like 6 weeks, a month, maybe 2 months.
Oh,
I'm gonna go get to see her, so I'm really excited about that.
that's nice.
So, Linda Miller, everybody from the Green Slime and King Kong Escapes, and she's
Hmm.
making the rounds, man. She's doing a lot of conventions.
Hmm.
She's doing a lot of great conventions. So
Yes.
she's coming to a theater near you.
And she's been a guest on our shows. Yeah.
She's been a guest on the Big Monster Briefing Room. She's also been a guest on this show. She was
Mhm.
actually here a couple weeks ago for. She was here for Skull Island, Kong Skull Island, which was hysterical because it's like,
Yes.
oh my god, this thing's so graphic, and I was
Hmm.
worried. And she's like, yeah, well, whatever, I know.
Oh, yes.
She was very cool about it.
Yeah.
We always have
She's
a
a
good time when she's on the show.
yes.
Very funny lady, very nice lady. Okay, so let's get back to the trilogy. Because we haven't even finished the first film yet. So yeah, they go down. Metfeast goes with them. Uh, they have a couple of the Villa Saludos with them. Mulu Elu Galagu and Rilu Elu Belaba. They're going down. They're kind of like military guys, so they're down and they're helping, lead everything.
Mhm.
Oh, my cat allergies. You have cats and you love them, but God,
Oh.
sinuses,
Mhm.
eyes itching. Um, so yeah, they get down there, and checking around. They find out the plants are like metal. They have evolved, and you got to be careful because they'll cut your suit open. You got to be careful. Um, and uh, what am I looking at here?
Oh, this is when they
Oh,
find
they
out
see
that the
scratches
leaves are yes, they're metal.
on. Yeah,
Oh,
they
don't
see
let.
scratches on a tree. There we go. They see scratches on a tree and they go, oh, God, there's kaiju here. There's something here that's not. It's dangerous.
Mhm.
But it looks smaller than Godzilla. So what could it be? So uh, it's beautiful, but you got to be careful. So you got to be very careful. Two text messages. Anyway, I'm busy. And then we get the servums, which are like pterodactyl type creatures, and they are, descendants. They're spawned of Godzilla and Kaiju, and so they're kind of gnarly. And yeah, they try
Yeah,
to
very.
grab people, bat-like creatures, and yeah.
Mhm.
These are
Very,
actually better
very.
looking than the ones from Monarch from Skull Island. Those are just weird looking.
Hmm. Yeah, much more sort of almost dragon-like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I actually kind of like the servums.
Hmm.
So they knock a couple of them down. They find out their skin, or they're actually made of kind of a metal too. So it's all kind of like metal kaiju hybrid kind of. Ah, damn it! Drop my notes.
Uh-oh.
Shit. Damn you. All right, got it back. And they have a character. His name is Doc Martin, which is like old people's shoes, right? Uh, Doc Lazare Martin. He's a major character because he's one of the survivors that kind of sticks with Haru, throughout the trilogy.
Hmm.
And he's there. He's kind of like their science officer. But actually, Metphies is more like Mr. Spock because he's kind of emotionless, and
Hmm.
except Mr. Spock wasn't too religious.
No.
So they're talking and they're kind of grumbling, and they've lost some people already now because of the servums and the different problems that they're having on the planet. And they're grumbling, and they're like, well, we got to keep forward the plan. We got to find Godzilla, and we got to find, there is a, and they did this in the Heisei series. He creates a kind of a force field around himself that helps protect himself. And it's also that causes his atomic breath or nuclear breath or whatever you want to call it to happen as well. And it all comes from like this little gland in his body. And if they can crush that gland and keep it crushed long enough, Godzilla won't regenerate and he'll die.
Hmm.
So that's what they want to do. And again, there's a lot of interesting animated graphics of computer screens, showing different information, like wall screens and touch screens and stuff. This is where we're supposed to head, with computers, and we will. It will happen.
Hmm.
So they finally get a beat on Godzilla and where he is, and they start heading for him. And the attack plan is going to start. And there are these, again, big, transport ships. Oh, by the way, there's Yuko Tani. I love her name, Yuko Tani. She is kind of Haru's girlfriend, although it hasn't really happened yet.
Hmm.
And she's, tough little soldier. She volunteers for stuff, and
Yes. Yes.
she's definitely more manly than Adam Vindelwald. He's the shaky leader. He's kind of scared and always wanting to retreat.
Hmm.
Vindelwald sounds like a character from Harry Potter. Oh, Grindelwald. Vindelwald, Grindelwald. So they have kind of like these motorcycles that you can fly.
Hmm.
They're like jet cycles that you fly around on, like jet skis, but in the air. And Haru gets on one of these things, and he's going to attack Godzilla because they're going to try to stop the plan. And he's like, I'm not going to let you stop the plan. And he takes one of those. He starts to attack Godzilla to prove his point about the force field and the gland and everything. And he attacks Godzilla, and it causes Godzilla's defenses to go up. And sure enough, they see exactly what he's talking about, and they're like, we can do it. And Vindelwald is like, I don't know, he's kind of big and he's scary. So, shoot, I forgot to write down what they call this Godzilla. There's actually another Godzilla after this one, and he's much bigger. This is kind of like a baby Godzilla compared to what we're going to get. But this is normal Godzilla size to the people that are experiencing it and have had moments with him before. Okay, so after that happens, word gets back to this, the spaceship, and they decide to make Metphies in charge because some of the guys that were in charge got killed, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got here?
George Green English. George English. Oh, that's George
That's
Morgan
George.
saying something in Japanese, which we can't read.
Okay, good to see you, George. Always, if you want to join the show, it's the same link as always.
Country Shape Media says the younger Godzilla is Godzilla Phileas.
That's right. There it is. Yeah, I was going to write that down. I forgot to write that down. And then the bigger Godzilla is
Godzilla Earth.
Godzilla Earth. Okay.
English
Because he's
George.
as big
English.
as.
As big as, yeah. It's the Thunder Thighs.
It's them thunder thighs. I like the bigger Godzilla. Anyway, we haven't gotten that far yet. So Metpiece goes, I think Haru should be in charge because he's the guy that knows this plan and proved this plan was right. And everybody's on board. They're like, yeah, he's crazy, but yeah, okay. They all salute. They let Haru be in charge. And Haru's giving speeches, if we don't kill Godzilla, we'll never reclaim our planet, blah, 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 blah. He just, like you said, he's Captain Ahab. He just wants to kill Godzilla. That's all there is to it.
Yes, he gives a very sort of Independence Day speech here.
Yeah. Today is a great day. And then the servant takes him away.
That would have been awesome.
End of story.
No.
So they all hop on their air skis, and they start to make their attack on Godzilla. They start attacking him, and he's pretty big. And he does, both of these Godzillas are really kind of slow moving and lumbering. And he actually, he has a kind of a connection with the servums. He calls them out to kind of run interference for him, which they do. And then they end up fighting the servums, and then they end up attacking Godzilla again. And they're trying to lure him into an area where they can actually trap him with explosions between two mountains that will, kind of trap him in place with boulders and stuff. Long enough for them to get to that organ in his body that. So, yeah. And then his fins light up. Uh-oh, it's going to happen. And then the explosions go off, and they capture him. They for now. I mean, that's not going to last long, just a few minutes, but it's enough time for them to attack his back. Well, when you are one of the strongest and largest things on the planet,
you don't really need to be fast.
You don't. Yeah, you don't need to be fast.
Fair point. Yes.
Yes. There it is. So they attack his back. And it looks like the plan's working. And then Godzilla, as he is wont to do, they're attacking his back with they're like the drill explosive cannon kind of things. They dig into his back. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let them attack. He does a kind of a different move that they're not used to, that they don't know he can do, I guess, where his body heat and everything goes up, and it's a power that they don't know he has, and he kind of starts to wreck the plan, but then it works. It blows him up. They put on the power, and they blow him up.
And there was much rejoicing.
Yay! There is some casualties. I think one of the transports goes down, right? With a bunch of
Yes,
people on it.
Godzilla blows up one of the transports. Yes, with
One of the transports, yeah. So they
atomic.
lost a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Haru, you did it. And then another Godzilla shows up, and it's bigger and badder. It's a bigger badass. Oh no!
Mm-hmm.
What? How the hell is that possible? And oh yeah, and he knocks Haru out of the sky. The Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
And Haru sees the other Godzilla, the big one, before he passes out. And we get credits, and then we have an after credit scene. In each one of these movies, you get an after credit scene. And in this one, he wakes up, and there is a girl who looks like a native girl who's taking care of him. And who that is Maina. There's Miana and Maina. And they are basically kind of like the Shobijan. They're the twins. And the people, the Hotua, are the indigenous. They're the survivors, the people that have lived on Earth for the last 20,000 years with the Kaiju. And they have a lot of tan makeup on. They're kind of orange. They kind of look like Oompa Loompas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we get a kind of a rehash of what happened in the first movie, and they go back to the ship, the Eritrum, and they say, hey, well, they killed the Godzilla, but now there's another Godzilla, and a lot of people died, and the plan didn't work, and and they're all kind of grumbling about the whole thing. So we're going to send another transport down to bring all the rest of the people back. We're done with this place. We're going to see if we can colonize on the moon, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just send ships down to Earth to get supplies. That's their plan. So then we get the animation that looks like nanotechnologies floating around, and it's City on the Edge of Battle. City on the Edge of Battle, Godzilla. City on the Edge of Battle. This is part 2. This is... I'm still trying to make up in my mind whether I like the second one or the third one better. We both talked about this before the show. We liked both of these films better than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was all Hiro just being angry and trying to kill Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
This movie involves Mechagodzilla. The Vilusaludo, they tried to create a Mechagodzilla. And then the Kaiju destroyed the labs and the Mechagodzilla before they could get it started. So they had to leave it behind. Haru wakes up. He's in like a hut. He's on Gilligan's Island all of a sudden.
Ginger.
His clothes are off. He doesn't have a mask on, but he's somehow able to breathe the air, and it's not killing him. It's not hurting him. He puts his suit back on. He goes looking around, and he sees the girl, and he chases after her. And he almost goes into a nasty swamp that has a large tentacle creature. And then she comes out and stops him. And she doesn't speak, but she can say his name. So that confuses him. And then she runs off again. And then we come back to the crew, the rest of the crew, and they are firing at something that's running around the camp, and it's It's the other one. It's Miana. And again, they wear these kind of wooden masks, like armor, that makes them look kind of imposing. And then they shoot her, they blast her, and she falls down, knocks her head. They take her mask off. Hey, it's a girl. And she wakes up, starts kicking everybody's ass. And that's when Haru shows up and goes, no, 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 don't. She saved my life. Stop. I sound like Bill Shatner. You have to admit, a nanotech Mechagodzilla is actually pretty scary in concept, since it wanted to consume everything and grow until it was everything. Yes. Thanks for sharing everything before we got to it. So, all right, the cat's out of the bag. They are about to find a city that has created itself, basically. It's Mechagodzilla's nanotechnology gone kind of haywire, and it's created this massive attack city. And that is Mechagodzilla now, is this attack city. It goes further than that. It wants to assimilate, like the board, it wants to assimilate everything around it, including eventually including the humans and the different aliens that come to visit it. And some of the aliens are on board with that. So we'll get to that when we get to that. So anyway, they make nice with the Hotuo, and they go to their little village, and they're amazed to see that this is what's happened, in the 20,000 years. They've gone back to the basics, basically, and it's kind of cool, actually. You can take your helmets off and breathe the air inside their city. It's safe. We find out that there's a haze in the air on Earth, and what it is it's nanotech that's floating around in the air. It's not healthy for you. And again, the the Mechagodzilla city is using that to kind of protect itself, to guard itself from predators that might want to attack it.
And I think didn't they explain that that's why all the plants and everything were metal now?
Yeah, kind of.
I thought there was some.
And
well, I know
again,
at first they said,
we have some
it's
servums that
just how the
attack
planet
later, and they
evolved.
spike them when they get too close, and so it defends itself. And again, it like you said, it's just kind of taken over everything.
Mm-hmm.
But the servums and the other things on the planet basically are offshoots of the kaiju, Godzilla, and the kaiju. So anyway, they find that these people, the Hotwa, are psychic. They can read our thoughts, and they can talk to us through thoughts. And what we suspect in the film, we get confirmed in the third one, and that is these people are descended from the tribe that they're the Mothra people. And again, these two regular-sized girls are actually, probably descendants of the Shobijin, the twins. So they welcome the intruders and say, you should stay here. It's safer here. Be careful. And Metfees and Doc Martin are like, well, there's something on this planet that we need to, that's causing a lot of these weird things to happen. And and then the Bill Saludo say, well, it's probably Mechagodzilla. We didn't get to finish him. He's probably still here. So we should go look for that. So they use their, readout machines to find Mechagodzilla City and go to it. And the Hotu are like, not a good idea. Don't go. You shouldn't do it. So anyway, they're out on a fact-finding mission now, and Yuko comes. This is where this dangerously becomes close to tentacle porn. Yuko goes out into the swamp that Haru almost went out into, and the tentacle creature attacks her, knocks her down, wraps her up. She's got a blaster. She's able to defend herself. Godzilla leaves the Hotua in peace. Yeah, because they don't try to kill him. Yeah. And again, that's pointed out at the end of the third movie. That's why Godzilla, is okay with them. Because they don't try to attack him. Now, they blast at these tentacles when she screams and they come to help her, and they blast at the tentacles, and it has a little bit of effect, but not a lot. And then one of the Hotua, I'm not sure which one it is, she uses a bow and arrow, and the arrow tips are metal from Godzilla City, from Mechagodzilla City. It's nanotech metal. And that has a devastating effect. It's poison for kaiju. So that has a devastating effect on this thing. It kills it right away. So the Saluda are like, oh, hey, oh, look what she's got. Yeah, oh, hey, I think that's metal from Mechagodzilla. And then the Cerebrum come and start to feed on the dead tentacle predator. So they're kind of like vultures. If Godzilla had melded with vultures, that's what would happen. And bats. You get the Cerebrum. So they attack the Cerebrum because they don't like them being near. And so now they're headed to Godzilla City. And it's impressive. Very big. And it lets them in like a Venus flytrap.
Mm-hmm. Well, back on the ship though, they lost contact with the landing team.
Yes.
And so they're debating like, well, they're probably dead. Let's go.
Should we leave? Should we go?
Should we leave? We haven't got a signal from them. So there's this whole big debate.
I guess it's the third one where they send the transport back to get people to come back to the ship, and there's like only 3 people go. And like the rest of them want to stay.
Right.
I think that's the third one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are we looking at here?
One of the Billa people. I'm going to try to pronounce that.
Saludo.
Thank you. One of the Saludo.
Oh, yeah,
like, oh, this is an example of this nanometal. You could probably use it to. We must find Mechagodzilla City. Terrible impression.
Let's find the Mechagodzilla lab, and that's where we'll find more of this, and we can kill Godzilla with it. So yeah.
Well, yeah. Some of the no, we're going back to the ship where it's safe.
Uh-oh, I gotta plug in my phone. It's starting to die. When I first saw this, I was just like, land the mothership on the planet, for goodness sake, and just colonize the moon if you have to.
There you go. That's right.
Well, that's what they say they're going to do. That if they can't colonize Earth, they're going to colonize the moon and just send ships over to Earth to get supplies. So as they're going to Godzilla City through different caverns and things, it's very beautiful. And Yuko thinks, "Oh, look at that! It's beautiful. It's gold too." Back on the ship. right?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yes.
what we don't know at this point is that the Exif, the religious people, are actually kind of leading the others um, to their doom, which happens in the third. It's going to happen in the third film if if they let it.
Yes. That,
And
yes.
they're manipulating everybody. And again, they want Haru in charge because all he cares about is killing Godzilla. So Metfees and the one on the ship called Endorf. Endorf. That's his name. Yeah, they've got a plan. And it involves Ghidorah, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where they discover Mechagodzilla City, and the smog, the whatever around it is what's protecting it from Godzilla. Some servums show up. They shoot at the servums, but the servums are killed by Mechagodzilla City, which has spikes that shoot up, kill them. If you get too close and you're a danger, that's it. Oh, is that an empty slide? Sorry. So, yeah, there it is. It's a whole city. It made itself. Wow, nanotechnology gone crazy. That's like if you left your Legos alone and they all built a city themselves. So, yeah, the servums are dead and they become part of the landscape. So they get inside. Again, it lets them in and it lights itself up to show them all the pretty things inside. And the little Saludo are like, all right, we are back home again. Yeah, we know what to do here now. Galagu and Veleba. They sound like Clancy Brown. And actually, one of them's name is Rich Brown. I don't know. Maybe it's his brother. So they finally get a message up the ship. I have nothing against religion, but when people start acting like a deranged cult, I would be like, nope, you're going on a pre-trip to space via the airlock. Yeah. Well, they haven't reached that. They haven't reached that point yet. Unfortunately, when they do reach that point in the third film, it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
They've gotten a bunch of cult followers from the ship and from Earth, and yeah. But the Bill Saludo are just as weird, because they're the ones that eventually here turn and say, "Hey, let the Mechagodzilla nanotechnology take over your body, become a machine. You lose all your emotions and that craziness. You just become a clear thinking, thing, being." They don't say thing because that doesn't make it sound attractive, but they're like, and they do it. They become part of Mechagodzilla. They let the nanotech, and they try to get Yuko to accept the nanotechnology too. So anyway, they have created, designed and created these. They call them vultures, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah. It's like he's just, yeah, it's this cool mech
It's a
suits.
winged battle robot thing that you get into,
Mm-hmm.
and they're pretty cool. And they said, yeah, we can get a couple of these ready in the next day or two. And then we will lead Godzilla into the city here, and we will attack him with harpoons to his back that will help to electrocute that gland and destroy him like they did the smaller Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
Except, we're going to do it on a larger, grander scale. And Haru's like, okay, let's do it. He wants to go Godzilla. And the Hotu are like, oh, God, these people. again with this. So yeah, they do a test run with the vultures, Yuko and Haru and Baluba, Galagu and Baluba. Baluba. Meanwhile, Galagu is going to run the control room there in Mechagodzilla City. Doc Martin is concerned, and he shares his concerns with Haru about Mechagodzilla City and the nanotechnology, how it might get out of control. He's also concerned about Metphys and Burf and what they might be up to. They're starting to get people involved in their religious thing.
So Country Shape Media says, you're right. Haru was Ahab. He even harpooned Godzilla like he was Moby Dick.
Yeah. And it's pretty clear analogy. So he goes to see, Haru goes to see Metphys, and Metphys gets real close to him, invades his space, and whispers in his ear. He says, you know, the god of his planet that destroyed his planet is Ghidorah. And again, we don't get that until the very end of the movie, that Ghidorah, but he makes the move here. So Haru is concerned that Yuko's going on the mission. She could get killed. He has feelings for her. She says, you are my big inspiration. You were has kept me going. And then she lays one on him. She likes him. And the two Hotua girls are watching. That's kinky. And they don't like it. They're jealous. Back on the ship, they're like, okay, you know, should we go through with this plan? They're concerned because this big Godzilla, if he fires his atomic breath up into the sky, it will actually reach their ship if if he's got good aim. So like, should we pull back? And there's Godzilla, the big Godzilla. He's got kind of like a goatee thing going on there.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like a rock. He looks like he's made out of rock.
Yeah.
But I like him. I mean, I like the design.
Yeah, it's a good design, yes.
And he realizes he's actually able to sense Mechagodzilla City now. They've lifted the nanotechnology fog, and he senses it now, and he wants to. I guess there's a threat on the planet. I got to go check it out. And the Hotua, oh God, no, he's moving. These people come and they ruin the neighborhood. Now he's moving again. So they're getting ready for the mission. He's heading that way. They're going to get in their vultures and make sure he goes to the pre-arranged place where he goes into the Mechagodzilla City. But at first he ignores him. He's like, eh. He doesn't bother. He's like, get away from me. And they keep attacking him until he finally takes notice. Godzilla's the best kaiju sharpshooter, fastest atomic breath in the Wild West.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where it starts to get weird, because the Villa Saluda are talking about melding with the Mechagodzilla nanotechnology now. Open up, let it take your soul. And Haru's like, I want to kill Godzilla just as much as anybody, but I don't want to lose my soul, man. I don't want to lose my humanity. And Godzilla fires. He goes to the actual spot he's supposed to go to at the front of the walkway that goes into Mechagodzilla City, and he fires his atomic breath, and they get a kind of a gauge, a reading off of that. And they start firing on him to keep him moving forward. And then the harpoons. They got to shoot him with 2 harpoons that they've created into his back. And then they're going to electrify those harpoons, which hopefully have penetrated that gland, which does his force field and helps him with his atomic breath, nuclear breath, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, this is where they take on the nanotechnology. And the other people that are down in the control room are like, are you freaking crazy? Run! Get the hell out of there.
Like, yeah, we don't want any part of this.
This thing's crawling up their body. It's turning them into robots. Oh my God. So they get the hell out of there. They're smart.
Mm-hmm.
And then it starts to, what's that? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, it looks like some sort of comic book villain now.
He's become a statue. And it attacks Yuko. For some reason, it doesn't attack Haru. And we find out later it's because he drank some stuff from the Hotua that protects him from it. And that's why it doesn't get to him. But unfortunately, it gets to Yuko. It doesn't completely take her over, but it does take her out. And he has to grab her vulture before it crashes and drop it to the ground before it crashes, saving her. But the nanotechnology, you can see it on her face, like veins on her face. It's and of course the other guy, Baluba. He's robotized now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, now we have become one with Mecha Godzilla. We can kill Godzilla. And they try to convince Haru, hey, come on, this is what you wanted, right? You want to kill Godzilla, right? Come on, this is the way to do it. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to lose my humanity. And Memphis is watching, the Hutu are watching. Haru has to come to the conclusion that Mecha Godzilla is too dangerous, and he's got to save Godzilla to kill Mecha Godzilla City, because it's going to take over, like our viewer said, it's going to take over the whole planet, if they allow it. So, Godzilla uses his powers to break free from what's holding him in place, melt the two harpoons in his back, and he starts to attack the city. And Haru takes out the main control room.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. With Haru's help, Godzilla is able to take on Mecha Godzilla City, and he destroys it. And Haru pulls Yuko out of her ship, and we see a single robotic silver tear come out of her eye, meaning that's it. She's gone. She's a robot head. And she's in a coma, we find out. We get the end credits, and then we find out that what Metpies whispered to him was Ghidorah. Ghidorah's on its way. So, beginning of the third film, we get, again, a new graphic for the opening credits. It's basically, Ghidorah type stuff, kaleidoscope stuff. And then we get the title, The Planet Eater. That's Ghidorah, the Planet Eater. Now, Yuko's death is Haru's fault because he pushed all the events that led up to this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can't feel bad for Haru because it's pretty much is all his fault.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things that a lot of people have a problem with is they got a hero who you just can't really get into. He's just kind of a douchebag.
Yeah.
Kind of an angry, vengeful douchebag. Anyway, so all right, I'm hoping to get through this one fast because there's really not much to it, this story. So Doc Martin tells him, yeah, Yuko is still alive, but she's in a coma. She's always going to be in a coma because of the nanotechnology that's in her body. And the Saludo that are still aboard the ship are calling for Haru's head. They blame him for everything that's gone wrong. They're calling for his head. Not Metphis, Endorf, tries his best to slow him down as far as, but yeah, they want his head. Of course, Haru feels horrible because, what happened to Yuko. Sorry, Yuko. And Metphis tells him, we're in a bad time right now. This is a bad time, that's for sure. And Doc Martin is worried about Metphis. Again, the crew is starting to get religious through him. They took the fallen vulture and they've kind of tied it down there on the mountain. Doc Martin says, I'll see if I can get to it later and see if we can fix it, But they don't want to go into Mecha Godzilla City, what's left of it, because there's probably still danger with that. Haru, talks to Metphis. And, Metphis kind of pushes him off, tells him a few things to appease him, get him out of his hair. Meanwhile, up on the ship, Endorf is also more of a monster. Yeah, true enough. I think that's what the person who created this is trying to say, is that man is the real monster. The kaiju are not the monsters. The man is the real monster, because what it does to the planet and what it does to what they do to each other. And we can move forward. Again, this is more Yuko and him pining away for her, and more the group is starting to get more religious and follow Metphis. Up on the ship, there's still trouble. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's Doc Martin.
Mm-hmm.
This is when. Okay. Yeah. This is Miana. She offers herself to him, but he realizes that it's Maina who saved him, and so he kind of turns her away. He's like, hey, that's nice. I'm flattered, but this is not the right time for that.
Mm-hmm. I like. Oh,
go ahead.
I just want to say that she, they're talking, and she tells him, because he's talking about losing. Oh, I don't want to lose it. We've been losing. We lost the Earth and all this. And she says, he asked, what do you think, what's your definition of winning and losing? And she says, winning is survival. It's surviving and living and loving and carrying on. And losing is giving up.
Yeah.
And so she says, well, I want to offer you life. This is life. And he's like, oh, well, thank you, but you're not the one that I'm.
Which makes Haru even worse to us. You idiot!
Mm-hmm. Twins.
It's a win. Twins, Basil, twins.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, we get Metphis, and he's doing a little ceremony, and Maina, she senses that something is wrong with him. Now, this crystal that we see, he actually had one of the Saludos recreate this crystal. It was broken during one of the battles with the Godzilla or something. So he had him recreate it for him. So actually, you could say it's kind of, infused with the nanotechnology. Anyway, he's saying that sometimes life is so desperate, and sometimes it's just time to end. He's kind of preaching with this, and this crystal is kind of, it's got like a mystical force that helps him to get to people. Anyway, Maina is spying on him, And he's like, well, I know you're out there, so why don't you come out? And then um, not Maina. Me, I'm
Yeah.
getting confused now.
I know,
Miana.
yeah.
Miana, the first one, the one that rescued him, comes to him and offers herself to him. And this time, he takes her on. He's like, okay, I was pretty stupid to turn down your sister. Okay. And she offers him hope again and happiness. And, why can't he just accept that? I want to kill Godzilla. So Miana gets captured by Metphies. And she's going to be offered up to Ghidorah as a kind of a sacrifice kind of thing. Because he worships Ghidorah, and Ghidorah kills planets, and this is like what he thinks he's been meant for, is to lure Ghidorah here to kill this planet, and everybody, including him, with it. He's a whack job. Anyway, cool little detail is the crystal is doing things. If you listen close, can hear Ghidorah's call coming from it. Yeah, there's kind of a little bit of that beady, yeah. That's true. I've heard it too, and I was like, I wonder if that was intentional.
Definitely. Yeah, I noticed that too, and I thought, that's like Country Shape Media says, it is a cool little detail, little callback to. There you go. Yes, exactly.
I don't like what they did with Ghidorah in this. Ghidorah, I should say. That's what they call him.
The planet.
I always want to call him Ghidorah because that's the American dub versions in the 60s. They called him Ghidorah. Ghidorah. But it's Ghidorah. And the Heisei series brought it back to Ghidorah after that. So anyway, so he's going to offer her up. She's kidnapped now. Maina. And Godzilla senses something is wrong. So he's going to head that way. So Haru goes to see Metphies, right?
Yes.
And no, yeah, well, okay, yeah. In this scene, he's supposedly going to see Metphies, and he looks down into the water of, like it's like the holy water tub, that Metphies has, and sees, badness and Maina being tortured and etc. And then he wakes up. It was a dream. So I guess that's Maina trying to telepathically tell him, hey, this is what's going on. You better come fast. So now they're having a big religious gathering. He's making them drink this potion that he's created. And Endorf is doing the same thing on the spaceship. And they're having a big ceremony, and they call Ghidorah. And he comes in through what looks like a kind of a black hole. But it's just his shadow at this point. He's not actually in this physical plane of existence. He's a kind of a phantom, and he kills all the people in Metphies' cave there, and he destroys. And here he's like this glowing phantom. You can't touch him, but he can touch you. That kind of thing. And he destroys the ship. He destroys the aerodrome. So everybody, all the survivors on the aerodrome, dead. They're gone. He wraps himself around it and blows it up. So Doc Martin is like, oh my God, we've lost complete control, or we've lost complete contact with the aerodrome. What's going on? Godzilla senses something is wrong. I'll head that way. And then 3 holes open up in the sky. To be fair, what we see of Ghidorah in the movie is not really all of him. More of his avatar in our dimension, since he is more of a cosmic eldritch horror in the trilogy. Okay. Again, I like the real Ghidorah. I don't like Phantom Ghidorah from the Phantom realm. So yeah, Doc Martin is, all the signals are going crazy. Oh my God, these black holes are opening up. There's something's coming out. Look at that. Do you see that? It's like a big tentacle coming down. It's gold. It's what is it? And it sees Godzilla and it starts heading for him. And Haru sees that and he's like, oh my God, it's Ghidorah. Just like Miffy said. And it bites Godzilla. Godzilla can't hit it with his beam. The beam goes around it, and he tries to grab it, and his hand just goes right through it. So he can't touch Ghidorah, but Ghidorah bites him and starts drawing his energy out. And two more tentacles come out, and they grab him and they bite him. And now we find out that Nephis has put the crystal in his eye, which is wow. And he's got Maina all strapped up there on a pyre. She's still alive, but he's going to offer her up to Ghidorah. And again, we see the attack on Godzilla, and he's starting to, you can see he's in a lot of pain, you know, and they're sapping his energy out. And this is where the crystal in Metvi's eye, I guess, gets more powerful. And he's able to put Haru in a kind of a state of mind where he flashes back to all the depressing moments in his life, and you know, when he lost everything and what caused his fury against Godzilla. And it also shows, this is very important, it shows that he was the one guy that kind of led and cared for Haru when they were on the ship after they evacuated.
But also, what it also does is it shows that Mephis has been manipulating Haru.
Yeah.
Right from the beginning.
Yeah.
That he took him on. It's like, oh.
Oh, and we realize that in a minute. But now it's like he's trying to get him on board. He's like, look, just let it go. Let's just all die, and we'll go to heaven, and Ghidorah gets to eat the planet, and everybody's happy. Meanwhile, Doc Martin and his crew, they're like, oh, you know what the hell's going on here? Something's got to be causing this. Someone has got to be bringing this upon us. You know, what's going on? And that's when Maina comes, and she thinks it's Vetfish. Yeah, and she's like, you know, I've got to use our powers to get Mothra to, and we finally hear Mothra is part of this. To get to Haru, we got to find Haru, and you know, and maybe we can stop this. So again, he's having this flashback thing, and he's on board the airplane that drops the atomic bombs on Japan. And Mephis is there with him, you know, and Mephis was his teacher. He taught him all about, you know, EMC squared and everything else. So he's feeling really depressed and like giving up, you know. And then Mothra shows up. Hey, it's me. It's Mothra. Wake up, dude. And then he realizes, hey, my parents gave me that locket that I dropped, and it had a flower on it, and my name's Spring, and I'm the hope. I'm the eternal hope. You know, hey, wait a minute. You know, and Mephis starts to realize, hey, I'm losing my grip on him. What the hell's going on here? And he takes Mephis down. And I think he destroys the crystal. Am I right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And that's when Ghidorah starts to become physical in our universe, and Godzilla can get his hand on him, and he can use his atomic breath or his nuclear breath to zap the black holes that Ghidorah is coming from. So he stops it. He destroys Ghidorah and actually the holes that he came in on. Yeah, go back home through the hole you came in on. And Mephis realizes he's lost. His dying breath is, Ghidorah is always going to be watching you, Haru. And then we see them all get rid of their weapons, all get rid of their suits, and they take on the life of the Hotwa. And Maina becomes pregnant with Haru's baby, and she takes him out to see the flowers, which is the symbol of his spring, his life, and you know, hope. And everything's great until Doc Martin shows up. And Doc Martin's like, hey, you know what? I think I got this thing working again, this vulture. And you know what? I used the nanotechnology from Yuko's body. and and we can get back to where we were in just a few years, probably. So Haru realizes, oh, geez, if humanity's going to be saved, I got to get rid of this nanotechnology. I got to get rid of this vulture. So he suits up. He grabs Yuko's body. Maina, is there, but she can't stop him. And he gets into the vulture and he takes off and he goes to attack Godzilla. And he attacks Godzilla, and Godzilla's like, really? After all we've gone through, really? And he kills him. He zaps him. So Haru, commits, dual suicide with Yuko. He's got her in the vulture with him. She's in his lap. And the last thing we see is the flowers. Isn't that nice? And we get the end credits. And then we get as the last scene after the credits, we get a little ceremony where the kids are taught not to fear, and they're burning effigies, and and you see kids. One of those kids is probably Haru's kid. That's my guess. Yeah. So there it is. That's the trilogy, folks. We got through it. So,
You did.
It's not a bad watch, but it's just not my cup of tea. This is me right here. I like the real Ghidorah. I like the real Mechagodzilla. I like a good fight between Godzilla and these monsters, not something that he can barely get his hands on.
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought some of the ideas were good. It didn't need to be a 3-part. This could have been done easily in one movie. But and I think if Haru hadn't
that's
been
not
inside,
anime.
that's true.
Anime is usually 10 episodes, 1 hour each, or like 45 minutes each.
Mm-hmm.
But still a dick move for Haru. Leaving his baby's mom a widow.
That's true. It's not.
He's not going to have a father.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Martin.
Yeah, it's supposed to be sort of a redemption for him, but it's a dick move even at the end.
No, every decision he made, we just hated. All right.
One bad decision.
Next time we get back to the good stuff again. we're going to be doing Monarch Godzilla. We're doing what's the next one? Godzilla King of the Monsters.
King of the Monsters, yes.
Yeah, Godzilla King of the Monsters with a little girl from Stranger Things, and and Charles Dance, who was on what's the Throne, Game of Thrones, and he was James Bond villain way back in the day.
He's a Bond villain.
So
it was the doctor in Aliens 3.
Yes, that's true. I forgot that one. So we'll be doing that one next show. Then we're doing Godzilla versus Kong. And then we will be doing Godzilla X Kong. Godzilla Loves Kong. And Linda Miller will be joining us for that.
Oh, nice.
So she said she couldn't do Kong versus Godzilla. She had something, or Godzilla versus Kong. She had something going on at that time, but she can make it for the last one. So, and then we do Godzilla -1, and the season will be over. So all the main Godzilla movies done. So I don't know if you're watching Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. That's on now.
Unfortunately, I don't have the Apple TV service, so
yeah.
But I would love to. I love the. Of course, I'm a huge. I like what's the actor, Kurt Russell.
Yeah,
and his son is playing
he
him
was
as
the
a
reason
younger
I liked the
version.
first season. It had very little kaiju in it. It didn't have a lot of kaiju in it, but
Mhm.
um, they would just only do like one short scene each episode, you know. But it was a lot of Kurt
Yeah.
Russell, and like you said, Wyatt Russell was there, you know,
Mhm.
playing him as a younger guy, and that was kind of interesting.
Mhm.
Um, I haven't watched any of the second season yet. I have like 3 or 4 episodes, but I'm gonna wait until I get them all before I watch the whole thing.
There you go.
And they can release the Kraken. That's what it looks like. It's like they got Godzilla versus a Kraken.
It's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be Monster X.
Okay.
I think
I don't, I
that's
don't.
what I've read.
They're saying it's a lot like Biollante, actually, except
Ah.
aquatic.
Mm.
So, but they say it looks and kind of feels a lot like Biollante. So that's going to be interesting.
Could be, yes.
And again, it's much bigger than Godzilla. So he's going to have to get Kong to help him again. I think it's the other way around, actually. Kong's got Godzilla to help him. The last one. Now he's going to help him. Anyway. Keep watching. Watch our shows that are archived on YouTube. We've got a whole bunch of them. And watch General Howitzer's Big Monster Briefing Room. Watch Two Guys and a Gal Talking Movies. I think they're going to do Catherine O'Hara on their next episode, which I think would be nice. She's a very funny actress. I liked her in a lot of stuff. I liked her on Second City TV, and I liked her in a lot of stuff that she did. And the credit's not here anymore. No icing with Sandy D on Thursdays after the Big Monster Briefing Room at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. And thank you for watching, joining us. This actually went a lot shorter than I thought it was going to go because we had almost 200 slides in this presentation. I thought it was going to be an hour and a half show. Anyway, thank you guys. Take care.
Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe. Thanks.